The new iOS 26.4 is almost here. This is a great update, and I see, of course, a ton of people wanting to update this to this update actually as soon as it is released to the public, which most likely will happen in a couple of days. This Monday, March 23rd, should be the day that Apple releases iOS 26.4 to the public. It is packed with new features, battery life is great, and also performance is actually really good, and it shows in everyday use as well as in numbers with Geekbench. It's actually amazing. So if you want to update to iOS 26.4, in this video I will show you guys the proper steps you need to follow in order to make sure that you update properly to iOS 26.4, and you can do it right away once this update is out to the public. Now, before we get into all that, I just want to ask you guys for a really quick favor. Most of you guys that watch my videos are currently not subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the videos and you want to see more of them, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel a lot. Now, the first thing you will need, of course, to update to iOS 26.4 is the storage. As you probably have experienced before, if you have been using iOS 26, the storage that it requires is actually quite big. Now, this update, as you can see right here, came in at around 8.7 gigabytes on the iPhone 17 Pro Max here, and it's quite huge. Now, this is updating from Beta 4 to the RC, which will completely reinstall iOS on the device. So if you're updating from Beta, make sure that you have a ton of free space, at least like 15 gigabytes, because even though the update will be way smaller, it still requires way more space, way more free storage on your iPhone in order for the iPhone to update. Now, if you're updating from iOS 26.3 or 26.3.1, then the update should be smaller than this, even though probably it will be a few gigs, probably like 2 or 3 gigabytes to update to iOS 26.4. Even in that case, you know that it will require at least double the storage in order to be able to update. Now, what you need to do right now is head on to your settings, go under general, and then go to iPhone storage right here, and make sure you have enough free storage for your device. Now, when you go here, you will have basically a few different suggestions, recommendations of what you can do to free up more storage on your iPhone. And then down here, you will have the apps which are using more space on your iPhone. Now, what you can do in order to free a ton of space if you don't have space to update to iOS 26.4, now the easiest way to do that and the most efficient way is to delete an app that is basically taking a ton of space. Now you can see these apps right here. The app size is actually quite small. Like right here is 800 megabytes. Right here you can see is around 400 megabytes, and then you can see right here the documents and data. This is what actually will take up a ton of storage. Now, what you can do in this case is completely delete this app from your device, free up the space, update your device, and then you can come back and reinstall the app. And of course, the size will be way smaller than this, even though with time it will still go up, but at least for that day you will have the free storage to update your device. Next up is backup. Now, I know updates on iOS are very smooth. Usually, most of the time, like probably 99.9% of the time, everything goes super smooth. The updates on iOS are actually great. They're really easy to install, and they actually are also quite fast. But just in case, because it's better to say safe than sorry, just in case, make sure you have a backup of your data before you try to update to iOS 26.4. Whether you do it from your iCloud by going to the top of your settings app, you go under iCloud, and right here you have the backup, or to a computer or laptop, whatever you use, just make sure that you have a backup of your data before trying to update. And now let's talk about updating here. Now, updating to iOS 26.4, we have two different scenarios. The first one, which is very simple, if you're on iOS 26.3 or 26.3.1 or even any other older iOS version, all you have to do is go to your settings, general, go to the software update page, and right here you will find the update for iOS 26.4. You tap on update now, and you're good to go. Now it will be a bit different if you're on iOS 26.4 betas. First of all, as you probably know, the RC version of iOS 26 is out. If you have updated to iOS 26.4 RC, then you're good to go. You won't be getting an update here because you already have the exact same update that Apple will release to the public. If there is not like a new update with a different build number when it gets out to the public, then you will find an update right here, even if you're on the RC, and you can just go ahead and update. But otherwise, you won't be getting an update right here. Now, if you're not on the RC, but you're on any of the betas, other betas of iOS 26.4, you have two choices. You can update to the RC, which I recommend you do. It's the exact same update. You don't need to wait for the public release. But if you just want to update to the public release and not to the RC, then just go right here into the beta updates, turn them off, and then you won't see the update for RC anymore right here. You will see the update to the public, which gets out most likely this Monday. Now, of course, as far as devices go, every device compatible with iOS 26 will of course also be compatible with iOS 26.4. And it's really interesting because the new iPads and the new iPhone 17e have been the devices that actually have supported iOS 26.4 betas for the first time. So those two new devices have been added now to the lineup of iOS 26. Otherwise, of course, any device that does support iOS 26 from the iPhone 11 and up, you will be able to update to iOS 26.4. And the question here is, should you update or not? Well, usually I say to most people should stay away from updates maybe for the first couple of days to see if there's like a big problem with updates, but usually these will happen early in the stages of like a new iOS software like iOS 26.1, maybe 26.2, but now we're almost like a year into the iOS 26 cycle, and this update is very safe to install. The battery one drain is actually better than iOS 26.3 in my opinion. Using this from day one since beta 1, it's really good, and the performance actually has been really great. So I believe for the everyday user, everyday devices, it won't be a problem having this update on day one on your device. It is filled with new features and changes, and also it brings a ton of improvements that we have been asking for years now from Apple. So that's basically it for this video, guys. Again, a great update coming from Apple, probably the last big update to iOS 26 before we move on to the first betas of iOS 27. So that is it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys on the next one.